Hey guys, it's Mr. Bison, and first of all, a Happy New Year to you, and I hope you had a very restful Christmas break. And I say restful, and please don't be mad at me for saying this, because I think the run up to exams begins now. You're going to go back to school in January, and you will start to see friends and other students getting prepared for their revision and kind of locking in to exam season. So what I want to do over the next few months is support you as much as possible. And one of the ways that I'm going to do this is with this video series, From January to June, The Road to Exams. This is going to be one exam question per week on either pure, stats or mechanics. And in this first video, I want to give you some tips on the best way to use them. Now, I should start off by saying this is not a replacement for your normal revision or normal past paper practice, but it is in addition to it as a little bonus added extra. Maybe you'll be browsing YouTube, you see one of these videos and you think, you know what, I can spare 10 or 15 minutes to kind of go through one of these, and you might pick up some useful tips that give you some extra marks in the final exam. The idea is that you attempt the question yourself first, watch the video of me going through it afterwards, and hopefully you've ended up with the same answer as me. There'll be one of these coming out every Monday afternoon, and there is a schedule of the topics linked below, as well as any other useful documents and PDFs that you can print out if you want to kind of do the questions on paper as well. I've mostly selected questions from international papers, and the reason I've done this is so that they feel as fresh as possible, so hopefully you won't have seen them before, but do be aware that sometimes the international papers are a little bit more generous with the marks that they allocate. Last thing I want to say is if you do like my style of teaching and the way that I explain things, I have got some other opportunities coming up. I have got some masterclasses running in the February half term. These paid for classes, there are 4 of them, one on exponentials and logs, which is suitable for year 12s as well, one on trigonometry, one on differentiation, and one on integration. They take place on Zoom, and in the past, students have found them very, very useful. I will be doing some more sort of general type revision classes in the Easter holidays. These are called my Aiming for A-Star classes, and they are very popular each year. And of course, I will be doing some free events, which are like my live streams that take place on YouTube. So I'm trying to think of as many ways as possible that I can support you over this exam season. So without further ado, let's get started on week 1, from January to June, the road to exams. Okay, so here is the schedule of different topics that will take us from January to June. You can see which ones are pure, which ones are stats and mechanics. I'm just going to reiterate this point that as well as these weekly sessions, I will be live streaming on YouTube, and I'm running these in-depth paid for masterclasses in the February half term and in-depth paid for Aiming for A-Star sessions in the Easter break. And if you want to find out more about that, there is a link in the description for this. So the first topic we're going to look at is a pretty easy one to ease us in after the Christmas break, which is going to be equations with logarithms that we've got here. And this one has been taken from P2, which is sort of like the end of first year type stuff that we would do. So it says, using the laws of logarithms, solve this equation, and it's being careful about saying we don't want to use the calculator too much. Okay, so I think what we should do here is collect the logs on both sides, and also I want to be able to combine them. So there might be something with this 2 I'm going to have to deal with in just a moment, but I'll collect them on like this. I'll do the log base 4 of 12 minus 2x. I will minus the 2 log base 4 of x plus 1, and that is equal to 2. Now, I cannot combine these with the subtract law, meaning a division law, because of the 2 that we've got here. But you know with this 2, we can put it up here as the power. You might have been able to do that all in one single line. So I'll do my log base 12 of minus 2x minus log base 4 of x plus 1. That 2 has gone up as become a squared. And then with the subtraction law, I can combine these together as a division. So that's my 12 minus 2x and my x plus 1 squared for the denominator being equal to 2. Now, to go from this logarithm statement to an exponential statement, I can say that this thing is the base to this power. So my 12 minus 2x over my x plus 1 squared is going to be the base with 4 and the power with 2. Remember, that tells you what the base is, the big number, and that tells you what the power is. So I just need to solve this like a kind of equation now. So I have my 12 minus 2x is equal to 4 squared, which is 16, and I will multiply up by the x plus 1 squared. Let's see what this gives us. So the x plus 1 squared will be x squared plus 2x plus 1. And so now I will expand the brackets on the right-hand side. 16x squared, 32x plus 16. And then making it a quadratic, I will add on 2x. So I get 34x, and I will subtract 12 to get this. Now, I could just put this in the calculator, but I'm going to be a little bit careful because it says solutions relying entirely on calculator technology are not acceptable. So I am going to get the solutions from my calculator, but I'll make it look like we did it ourselves. You've probably noticed that all of these can be divided by 2, including the 0. So 0 divided by 2 is 0. The 8x squared, the 17x, and the 2. Now, if I solve this on my calculator, they don't need to know I've done it on my calculator, we have that the solutions are x is equal to minus an eighth, or x is equal to minus 2. Now, I'm going to make it look like I factorized it myself. So if it was x equals minus 2, the bracket would be x plus 2, which means the other bracket has to be the 8x plus 1, because that would give me the minus an eighth. And just double checking it, you do get the 8x squared, the 16x, the 17x, and the plus 2. So they don't know we've done it on the calculator, they think we factorized it. Now you might think that's the end of the question. However, we need to check if both of these solutions for the original equation, if they are valid. Now, if we substituted them in here, 12 minus 2 times by these things, this would be positive. Remember that for a logarithm, it has to be valid if the input is positive. It doesn't work for negatives. So the left-hand side is not a problem. But if I add 1 to both of these x values over here, will it be positive? Well, if I add 1 to this, I get 7/8 and it's a positive. But if I add 1 to this, I have an input of only minus 1, which means that it is not valid. So I will reject this one, and my only answer is that x is equal to minus an eighth. So it's not that the answers can't be negative, it's that these whole sort of expressions that we have going into the logarithm cannot be negative. Left an extra page in case you need to do any working out yourself, but here are the answers we're looking for. We have the minus an eighth, or the minus 0.125 if it was in decimal form. So for week 2 that you probably want to have a go at before the video comes out, or maybe just before that does on Monday, this is the question we're having a look at, and I hope that your studies go well. Thanks very much, guys. Bye.